Good Friday afternoon, guys. Jerry Miller, welcome to the I Love CVille Show. It's great to be with you. Thank you kindly for joining us. We're live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille Network. A lot of news for you, a lot to deliver. On today's program, we have a restaurant in Charlottesville that's temporarily closing because of one of its staff members getting COVID-19. They're very transparent and clear with what they're going to do. I'm going to applaud them and salute them on today's show. We'll tell you about that restaurant that's closing due to COVID-19 temporarily and the path they chose to pursue when letting their diners and their loyal supporters know what was going on. We have the University of Virginia football team, voluntary workouts starting in July, according to Jerry Ratcliffe. I have that story for you. If the football team has voluntary workouts going in July, guys, the cautious, optimistic person that I am says maybe we're going to have a football season after all. That story for you. How about Parks and Rec opening up pools for family across the community? Everyone, especially the parents with young children, and I'm speaking from experience, all the parents, especially the rock star superhero stay-at-home moms. The stay-at-home moms, rock stars. Everyone's itching to get out of the house. Everyone was super bummed when the pools and a lot of the recreational activities offered through the city were put on hiatus or put on ice because COVID. Well, the Parks and Rec Department announced today that pools are going to reopen. We have that story for you. Virginia Commonwealth University announces its reopening plans. We have that. And how about 2.5 million new jobs Judah Wickhauer, our director, created this past month? 2.5 million new jobs. The unemployment rate drops to 13.3%. Of those 2.5 million new jobs, half of them were in leisure and hospitality. The turnaround is happening before our eyes, and it gives me goosebumps on the I Love CVille Network. Charlottesville, Central Virginia, and the American community is coming out of this. This portion of the show, we need to highlight businesses that are doing impactful things in our community before we get to headlines. And two of them I see firsthand making a difference in Charlottesville and Central Virginia, not only with their team members, but their clients and their customers, are Interstate Pest and Service Companies and Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. I mean, family-owned businesses that are giving to charities, that are doing well by their staffers and their team members, that are offering tremendous guidance and resources for their customers and clients. Interstate is 4 generations of family behind it, and it's impactful. And Scott Wagner, through sports medicine and physical therapy and chiropractic care, changing people's lives. Those 2 brands, 2 of the best we have in Central Virginia. Judah Wickhauer is our director. I love Judah Wickhauer. How about a studio camera, Judah, so they can see the back of your head? This man's got phenomenal hair. The Wickhauer family, known for their luscious locks. And this guy's got some luscious locks. All right, let's get to headlines. The first one. Man, this one stung, but I loved how they approached this. Beer Run, on its Facebook page this morning, closed for an indefinite period of time due to a staff member unknowingly getting exposed to COVID-19 outside of the workplace. This particular staff member received a positive test. Thankfully, the staffer is doing well. The team member at Beer Run is doing well. Long story short, and I encourage everybody to check out Beer Run's message, Josh and John's, on their Facebook page. It was phenomenal. We should applaud Josh and John at Beer Run. We should applaud this family with how they are handling this. COVID-19, and if you get it, is not a scarlet letter. It is not a scarlet letter. They said, this is what's happening. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to manage it. We're going to bypass money for the community's health and safety. Give them props. Give them props. There's a GoFundMe that's been started by Beer Run to help support the staff while the restaurant is closed. First one. Can you think, I'm going to ask you this question, guys. And hit the like button for Beer Run right now. If you're watching the show, hit the like button right now for Beer Run and for Josh and John. Hit share and hit like for what they did. I'm going to ask this question. Is there a business in Charlottesville that you can think of that has openly acknowledged someone on our team was exposed to COVID and got COVID and we're closing. I cannot think of a single one. And you know what it is? That doesn't mean it's not happening. It's just they're choosing not to say it. And that's their prerogative, and there's no right or wrong. Maybe there's a better answer, but there's no wrong answer. And how Josh and John at Beer Run have said, this is what happened. Read the Facebook page, the posts. I was left impressed. Good work. Good work, boys. And I think the community is going to come out and rally around this brand and this restaurant even more because of how they're handling themselves in such trying times. This is also the ownership team behind Cardinal Hall, another fabulous brand in our community. All right, let's go to Parks and Rec. Give it a like and give it a share right now. Hit the like button. Share the show. Parks and Rec, Judah Wickhauer. Let's get their Facebook post on screen. My wife sent me this. She's part of the CVille Moms group. The CVille Moms group, a powerful group. As we know, in Charlottesville and Central Virginia, we love CVille Moms at I Love CVille. Love CVille Moms and the CVille Moms group at I Love CVille. You got the Facebook post on screen, Judah? That's the value proposition of watching the show as opposed to just listening to it on podcast form. When you watch it, you see the graphics we put on screen. Starting June 8th, as we enter phase 2, so June 8th is, I'm going to my calendar, is Monday. We're planning to reopen some parks and recreational facilities. Learn more by visiting their website. The decision to close open parks and rec facilities and amenities is not solely based on state or federal guidelines, but it is made through the collaboration between parks, recreation, city management, and city council. All specific facilities are reopened, and we will update this list and make announcements through our social media accounts. Playgrounds, open. Tennis courts, open. Picnic shelters, open. Parking lots at McIntyre Park, Penn Park, Tonsler Park, Washington Park, open. Meadow Creek Golf Course, open. Charlottesville Skate Park, open. All outdoor trails, open. All dog parks open. Sugar Hollow Reserve opens today. Families, moms, dads. Options for stir-crazy kids at home that have been quarantining for 90 days. Playgrounds, tennis courts, golf courses, skate parks, outdoor trails, dog parks, and Sugar Hollow. Man, you can't wait for the pools, right? Not quite yet. That's a story. That's a story. That's a story. City Council understands the value of what Charlottesville Parks and Rec can offer the community, especially in a summertime when you're looking for options to stay out of trouble, and especially from a price point that's reasonable and affordable. Not everyone's paying for ACAC. Not everyone's paying for Fry Springs Beach Club. Not everyone's paying for Boar's Head, Farmington, Glenmore, or Keswick, Spring Creek. Okay? Not every neighborhood has a pool as an amenity. That's privilege. The city pools, the city trails, the city offerings are important to a very, very large portion of the community. Let's go to the next story. UVA Football. Judah, get the headline on screen, my friend. Jerry Ratcliffe, my old boss at the Daily Progress. The Daily Progress did Jerry Hootie Ratcliffe wrong because all they care about is money. And they jettisoned their sports editor, my former boss, one of the best bosses I've ever had, and Jerry Ratcliffe. And he responded by creating JerryRatcliffe.com, a fabulous UVA sports website that bears his name. And according to Jerry Hootie Ratcliffe, voluntary workouts start at the UVA Football facility on July 5th. Hallelujah, baby. Hallelujah. July 5th, Virginia football players, according to Jerry Hootie Ratcliffe, return to workouts, voluntary nature. If you're going back and you're a player on the team, and you're going back to grounds to work out in the dog days of summer. In July 5th in Charlottesville, it is hot. And you're doing voluntary workouts when you could be working a summertime job and earning some income to supplement college. Instead, you're coming to grounds and you're doing voluntary workouts. I'm going to read the tea leaves I'm reading them now. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but why are you doing voluntary workouts unless there's going to be a season, right? Why are you doing voluntary workouts unless there's going to be a season? We don't have those details. We don't know if that's going to happen. The season's going to transpire, but why are you doing voluntary workouts if you're not going to have a season? Cross your fingers. We know the impact. Minsters knows the impact of a UVA football season. Boylan Heights knows the impact of a UVA football season. College Deli, College Inn knows the impact of a UVA football season. The Virginian Restaurant, the Biltmore, Coupe de Villes, Jordan Brunk's fabulous Buddhist biker bar, Crozet Pizza knows the impact of a UVA football season. If you're having workouts, maybe it's happening. Next headline, Virginia Commonwealth University. And guys, give it a like and a share right now. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Dave Warwick is watching the program. Dave Warwick, I cannot agree with you more. He is the brewmaster at Three Notch Brewing Company. Dave Warwick, I was at Three Notch yesterday. I picked up a rack of cold ones, 12 Minutemen and 12 Ghosts. I wish I had seen you yesterday. Dave Warwick says beer run is first class all the way. I agree, man. Someone tell Josh and John that we're giving them serious props on this program. To openly say, COVID-19, here's how we're handling it. We're going to bypass money. We care about the community. And then to be transparent about it, from an owner of an advertising, branding, perception agency, me, that's the advice I would have given. But you know how many clients would have done it? Very little. Much easier just to be quiet and say nothing. It takes courage, and that's a sign of leadership from Josh and John. VCU Reopening Plans. Judah, we'll get that headline on screen. Jim Ryan, step it up. I love Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan needs to do some things a little differently. I'll put it at that. Virginia Commonwealth, that's the president of UVA. And what I'm saying by this is he has not been, and UVA has not been, front and center and leading the pack with saying, here's the plan for reopening. Here's how we're going to do it. We've seen VCU, we've seen Liberty, we've seen JMU, we've seen Virginia Tech handled the communications piece, the optics piece, the transparency piece that we were just celebrating and championing Beer Run about. UVA is not doing that as well as its competitors, Virginia Tech, VCU, JMU, Liberty. VCU says, we reopen, here's the guidelines. School will bring back staff and faculty August 17th. Fall semester starts August 17th. Fall semester starts August 17th, early start right there. It's going to run until November 24th. There's going to be no breaks besides Labor Day in Richmond, Virginia, at Virginia Commonwealth University. August 17th to November 24th straight, no breaks except for Labor Day. After Thanksgiving, the final exams will be held remotely starting November 30th. The last day of classes for VCU's MCV campus, December 7th. I mean, clear freaking guidelines here. Clear plan this is like a playbook of how to reopen and to communicate with constituents and with enrolled students, their parents, and everybody else that's impacted by. We're the city of UVA. The city of UVA wants some communication from UVA. VCU's doing it. I mean, a clear path to reopening. Props and kudos to Virginia Commonwealth University. Props and kudos to Virginia Commonwealth. Let's go to a macro story, Judah. CNBC and the jobs that were created. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're not going to go too deep into the weeds here, but I've been talking about on this program recovery, pent-up demand, and how a large portion of the buying population has saved money and has hoarded cash in this 90 to 120 day period because they're not going out. They're not going out. Okay, and I'm going to get to that. I've been talking about pent-up demand, the economy turning. How about the month of May? Seeing the biggest job increase in the history of America. Holy HE double hockey sticks. I mean, can we reiterate that again? May 2020, The largest increase of jobs in the history of American economy to 2.5 million. Let's get into the numbers some more. Of those new 2.5 million jobs in the month of May, half of them, 50%, half of them, 1.25 million in the hospitality and leisure categories. The hardest hit sectors were undoubtedly restaurants and hospitality, travel and leisure. Half the jobs in May just came back. Unemployment, while it's still a terrible number, unemployment 13.3% down. They expected the unemployment rate to go up, okay? You can research this yourself. Economists expected the unemployment rate to go up. They didn't expect new jobs. What we got instead was 2.5 million new ones, and an unemployment rate going southward. The stock market is booming. You do a swipe and a refresh on your Merrill account, your Robinhood account, your T-Roll, whatever you got, it's freaking going up. This is the next thing you really got to be worried about. We're having this like big wealth gap. And you have a middle and upper class in the last 90 to 120 days, a middle and upper class that has been able to save some money and has had the benefit of their portfolios appreciating in value. Then you have, alternatively, 40 million Americans unemployed, and a quarter of Americans, 1/4, 25% of our country, undervalued or furloughed or had their pay cut. This gap is creating. And the gap is much more than Wall Street and Main Street. The gap is something that, if we're not mindful of, can breed considerable social unrest. Considerable social unrest. Parity, in a lot of ways, a better situation. Watch it. Let's go to another headline. And Freddy Jackson's going to join us in about 4 minutes on today's program. Give it a like and a share on any of these 12 Facebook pages you're watching this show on. Seriously, hit the like button and share it. There's 3 people on this program. 3 of us work really hard on this show. All we ask for in return is a like and a share from you. Restaurants opening today, 50% capacity. Restaurants can reopen. You heard that again. You can dine in, eat inside now. Virginia will allow you, the governor will allow you, inside dining, 50% capacity. Today. So with patios open and inside dining at 50% capacity, a couple of things. We know the landlords have started their rents. We're now going to know which restaurants are going to not open again. If you have half your dining room and you have your patio, you're going to reopen because your clock is starting with your rent. We're now going to know which restaurants are going to not reopen in the next 30 days. Put that to the side for now. This, I got thinking, which restaurants in the city of Charlottesville and in Albemarle County are best positioned for dining reopening at 50% capacity inside? Worth repeating. Which restaurants in the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County are best situated to reopen and leverage half their dining room inside for table service? I have a list. I'm curious of yours. Clearly, you want to be thinking about the restaurants with spacious dining rooms and large dining rooms. The restaurants that have large dining areas are going to have more seating and supply of seating available. So they're going to get more demand because people are going to know they can go there. These restaurants with large dining rooms are going to be the ones first to market that are going to capture a lot of the pent-up demand. We're seeing it, dude. It's freaking going to burst at the seams. Charlottesville and Central Virginia is itching for a freaking cheeseburger, for a cold beer, a glass of wine, some cheese fries, some pizza, some pasta, some lasagna. We're freaking itching. The ones I think of that are best situated for reopening, how about Tip Top Restaurant? Tip Top Restaurant's dining room is ginormous. Ginormous. How about Wild Wing Cafe? Multiple levels of dining service available at Wild Wing Cafe. How about Three Notch? I was at Three Notch yesterday picking up a rack of cold ones. Three Notch, humongous Three Notch. How about Boylan Heights on the UVA corner? 2 levels of dining for Michael and his team. How about BJ's? BJ's, the little brew pizza pub. I don't go there really, but their dining room is humongous. Who am I missing? The ones that have the largest dining rooms are the ones best situated to boom. Judah, I want to get Angelique Hawkins' take on the peaceful protest coming up, so get that video ready to go. Before we do, I want to get the closing of the restaurant coming up. In fact, why don't we do this? Because we have Freddy Jackson. Let's save the sizzle reels for after Freddy Jackson. Freddy, we'll go to you soon. But what restaurants am I missing? So we'll do the sizzle reels afterwards, Judah, but I do want to get to the news about the closing burger joint coming up. What restaurants am I missing with large dining rooms? Tip Top, Three Notch, Boylan Heights, Wild Wing Cafe, BJ's, those 5 very nicely positioned to capture some demand with reopening happening today at 50% indoor capacity. Now, before we go to Freddy Jackson, and Freddy, if you're watching, we're going to go to you in about 1 minute. And in fact, I'm going to send you a Skype text. Zim Burger's closed. That's some news right there. Put it on screen, Judah. Zim Burger, Barracks Road Shopping Center, closed permanently. They're selling equipment. Fire sale on equipment at Zim Burger and Barracks Road Shopping Center. If you're looking for equipment at pennies on the dollar. I'm getting literally text messages from restaurant owners in the show about this. Literally, people there buying equipment. Zim Burger, Barracks Road Shopping Center closed permanently. Here's a little kind of an annoying situation that's happening here. Gift cards. This is a tough spot. A lot of people had Zim Burger gift cards that are freaking out on social media now about how can they redeem gift cards at Zim Burger. Well, guess what? You're screwed. You just lost that money, okay? That's why the gift card piece is like you're putting a lot of faith into the brand reopening again. A lot of faith into the brand. So Zim Burger, Hasta Luego, and Barracks Road Shopping Center. I called this. I'm not trying to. I called this. I said Barracks Road Shopping Center is extremely vulnerable because of the extremely high rents. I called that the big brands were going to get hit first, and it was then going to trickle down the ladder to the regional and to the local. Zim Burger's regional. We called this on this program. Now people ticked off that they have gift cards to Zim Burger they can't use. The restaurant chain a regional restaurant chain is selling its meat grinder. Literally, I'm receiving text selling its meat grinder for 75% off to recoup some money. Selling its booths, its bar, anything possible, anything goes, anything for sale at Zim Burger and Barracks Road Shopping Center. Another one bites the dust. Judah, the Charlottesville storefront, empty storefront index. Do you have access to those photos? Did you save them from yesterday's show? Okay, you need to start saving those photos, please, from show to show. Please, sir. Let's add Zim Burger to the empty storefront index, please. Thank you, sir. Crazy stuff's happening, dude. It's like the wild, wild west out there in some circumstances. Let's get Freddy Jackson in the mix. You ready for Freddy, J-Dubs? All right, Freddy, we're Skyping you now. Love No Ego Foundation. This guy's big time. Love some Freddy Jackson. And In fact, we have Freddy Jackson on the line. And you know what? I got so excited that Freddy's coming on the show. He's got the branding in the background. He's got the podcast looking in the background. Freddy Jackson never ages. Somehow this gentleman is young. We're going to call him again. We just lost him here, Judah. Freddy, we got you, baby?
Sorry, Jerry, I hung up on you, man.
No problem. Dude, how we got Freddy right there. How do you not age?
You know, man, since, we got so much, I joke a lot too. So since we got so much going on, black don't crack, they say,
Freddy Jackson, dude's got a vertical, dude's inspirational, dude's building a tremendous brand, dude is loved by this community. We put that Freddy Jackson was coming on the show earlier in the week, and so many people got super stoked about this guy. All right, Freddy, let me get out of your way on this. You're a leader. People trust you. People respect your opinion here. We're getting a little flip on your camera there. Do we got you?
Yeah, I just hooked up the Bluetooth. We're good.
Okay, I like it. So you're a leader, baby. Let me throw this to you here. Open-ended, anywhere you want to go. What did you think of Saturday in Charlottesville, Virginia? Peaceful, impactful protests.
Jerry, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like, I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm in love with doing the good work. I haven't had a TV in 3 years in my house. So, like, I don't read a lot of news lines, headlines. I just fall in love with doing the good work. When it's significant and important, receive it anyway. So I kind of stay on that side of things. So I really don't know how it was. I can't report 100% on it, but I know that I always feel like we're making progress. I really do. Because it takes these type of things to make progress.
Tell me about that. Go down that road. I want to hear it. You're inspired. I want to get inspired here, baby. I want to get inspired here.
Yeah, much, man. There's so many things that need to happen. Like for people and for myself, I'm speaking from my perspective. There's two things that I really pay attention to. Like I'm in this world, but I'm not necessarily of this world. I feel like there's a lot of there's truth, and then there's things that we create, humans created. And unfortunately, like I don't want to say unfortunately because I know like some people will agree and disagree, which is great, which is fine. But I have a responsibility for my inner space and for my joy, man, and I can't let anybody or anything take that ever. Or anybody never gave it to me. It came from somewhere. It came from a higher source.
I love
all
that.
Right. So when I approach things like this, for me, man, like there's love. Love's always available. That's why we're sitting here right now having this conversation. That's why you created I Love CVille. That's why I created I Love No Ego. Like we love this. Like it's intense. It's universal. It's the foundation for everything that's good. And then we come along as humans. We are here to enjoy this life, enjoy this universe, this presence, this being, like this humanistic value that we have, and then decline. And then I declined the call there, but then there's the other side. There's the world. There's the world that we created, man. And unfortunately, like we created, like racism. We created, like, dude, really, because of this, like honestly. At the end of the day, that's how I see it, really, because it is. Like, oh, man. Like, we can't allow the ego to come in and destroy everything that we are actually meant to be and do here on this earth, man. We can't. The universe, galaxies, the cosmos are doing what they need to do all by themselves. They don't need our help. It's big. It's super big. It's bigger than what we can imagine, right? And then we have, what's next? We got planets, They're smaller, but they're still big, Then we got, what? Countries, They're big, but they're smaller. And then we got us, who think we're bigger than all of them. So that's a problem, So I don't know. Like, we have to look at what's true and what's false, and we have to have the courage to not fall into these categories of divisions. Like, dude, I know I'm black. In this world I'm black, But before that, Dude, I'm human. I'm a child of the Most High. I got a heart. I got an intuition. I got a spirit that I have to follow. And when the universe puts something on my heart like that, you can't deny it, no matter what comes to you, what adversity, what hardship, what challenge, you know. Yeah, we have to fight the good fight. Don't get me wrong. Like we fight the good fight. That's important. All aspects of the good fight are important. Protest your work, doing I Love CVille work. All that's important. But we can't, like, we have to go towards the greater good together. And as human beings, man, like we have become way, 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 way too unaccountable.
What do you mean by that? What does that mean?
Like you can't do anything. You can't protest in peace. You can't. Somebody might show up and drive a car right through your crowd. You can't. If you give a person $1 million, they might complain that it's too many 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was well said.
Like, come on. Like, you still got $1 million. But it's so many things wrong with, I think we're just kind of tuned into the wrong frequency, and we have highlighted those egotistical and material things and subdivisions of status, social, career choice, even tall, short, fat, skinny, you want to break it down. Like we identify with so many of those much more than we do this human core center that we all have. We all have it. Like we share the same, we're sharing the same oxygen right now. You're breathing the same air as me. You bleed like I bleed, like we're sharing the same oxygen, dude. So how is it that like I can be give me and push back. Like, you know, that frustrates me more than anything when we don't realize that we have the power. You know, if we don't like Whole Foods, we say they're too expensive. If we collectively decide and make a choice together for once, like to do something together as human beings, guess who's going to have to change if we don't shop at Whole Foods? Whole Foods. Not us. And not me getting mad at you because you go there and getting mad at this person because they don't go. Like that's a battle you'll fight forever.
Dude, you're dropping knowledge bombs right now. This guy's dropping knowledge bombs right now. I love this guy. You see why this guy's on this program. He's giving us his most precious commodity, his time. He's an inspiring guy. Let me throw this to you here. A lot of you, a lot of our future, our youth look up to you. How have our youth managed being away from their friends, away from school, being in quarantine, having things change? I mean, give us some insight here.
Yeah, it's a little up and down, depending on the kid himself, or the youth himself, the student himself, herself. But most importantly, they're seeing the difference. Like some are really getting like, wow, I can get my work done in 3 hours. I don't need an 8-hour day. You know, some of them are developing habits and characteristics about themselves right now that they can take with them for the rest of their lives. Like they're becoming a little bit more, I said self-disciplined, a little bit more awakening, like enlightened to like what I can do and how that relates to their daily time frame and the energy that they're putting out on each level. Some are struggling, of course. You know, some really miss their friends, really miss the school environment. I always ask them if they had a choice, what would they choose right now, like to stay home or to go back to school? And honestly, almost all of them say, I think I would rather.
Right? I know, I would too. I mean, for the first part, it's cool. And then after that, you just like, we miss our friends. We're humans as an age, like as people, we're social butterflies. We want to be around people.
Yeah. And so that proves that we're all connected and we all share a same basic foundational energy that things can't replace, can't take away. And dude, once we help them or provide, I like to say provide the environment for them to see that and for them to get that, and it starts to click here, like you'll see full responsibility. Yeah, they'll make mistakes, of course, we all do, but you'll see full responsibility over the decisions they make, how they invest their time. They'll be like, man, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. I'm not doing that. So, I mean, right now we're having a great time. Like we're doing the mentoring sessions online for free. Anybody can book a session. I have a mentee text list, or I send them text messages and videos, and we have conversations, training, helping them reach their fitness goals and stay in shape and stay motivated during this time. So that whole love, no ego bubble, man, it's all about empowerment. It's all about enlightenment. It's all about the truth. Like it's about being human first, and then after you get this core and you understand this core and this gift that you've been given, now you can use those outside things for the tools that they are, and it makes this better, So,
Dude, this guy crushes it. This guy crushes it. Freddy Jackson, Love No Ego Foundation. Love No Ego Foundation. I'm going to say it again. Love No Ego Foundation. Find them online. Do you have the conversations in your mentoring about, what happened, a murder,
Sure.
a murder of a man? I mean, does it trickle down? I mean,
Yeah.
am I underestimating? Give us some perspective here, what the conversations are. I'll get out of the way.
So check this out. Like we have a process that we do. We have a foundational piece that every new mentee gets in its first to the second session. And it's all about setting the foundation for success. It's all about setting the foundation for growth. It's all about seeing, again, like if I could break this down to you real quick. All right, here we are. Here's our inner piece. We have love. We have, keep it simple. Keep it real simple. 6th grade level. Trees, water, skies, oceans, air. We're already breathing. You feel me? Dirt, rocks, clouds, like this. Then we get a little deeper. Intuition, spirit, and this is love at its core. Before you attach it to anything. And now outside of this circle, which is everything that's natural and alive, outside this circle is all the stuff that we created. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, social media, work, job status, social status, president, America.
The noise.
Even America, like, we break it down. Some people found some land, taxed it, boom, boom, called it this. Pretty much, right? Put up no trespassing signs. Guess what? You get prosecuted for going over there.
Yeah.
So we break it down real simple. Set the foundation for success. Now moving forward, they're able to see that's the world, but this is the universe. That's like people just like you and me created cell phones, created cups, microphones, all this stuff around us. So guess what they are? They are tools for you to use to make yourself better. So moving forward, they're able to see like, wow, like racism. That's unfortunate that a human can really act like that. Yeah, I'm black, but I also understand I'm human. But what can I do about it? Like, I really have to protect this space, but at the same time, I care a lot. So I have to find that balance of, man, like, it's super, super, super unfair. This is like ridiculously unfair. But you have to understand which space they're living from and which space you're operating from. Like, man. And when you are in tune with the right frequency and you're operating on that love space and you know what the truth is, you can go out and you can do the good work. You can do the good work and you can do the good work and you can have trust. You can have faith and you believe. It's not instant gratification. It's long-term success. So when you can do that, and we have an opportunity to instill that into the younger generation because they get it. They get it. They don't have all the layers of life that we have on us yet. So if we can plant those seeds and, hopefully faithfully they grow into wonderful, strong trees, even if we're not around to sit underneath them. Because I'm sitting underneath some trees right now that I didn't plant seeds of, right? So you got to pay it forward. You got to keep doing the good work without like the ego. Leave the ego out of it and you'll be successful. It's hard. It's difficult. It's hard. It's challenging because nobody wants to see a man on the concrete, especially a black man, being murdered. 7 minutes, knee to the neck, with a smirk on his face. Woo! That's hard, dude. That's really hard.
When you saw it, what was going through your mind?
it's so many things at once. It's like, man, this is heartbreaking. It's sad. Then I'm angry, and then I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like, when are we gonna get it together? Like, it's far more for me. It's far more frustrating for us as humans to have the gifts that we have. Like, we are the only species living that has this brain capacity. And no other species can create like us. Dog's still a dog. Wake up tomorrow, it's still a dog. You know, you and me, dude, man, we create. And we've been given that gift to recreate life and pay it forward and do it. So, you know, I'm like, man, I'm heartbroken. I'm mad sometimes. I'm like, then I find some peace because I'm glad I'm doing some work. I'm planting some seeds, and I just try to stay on that love space.
When did it go?
Really
You were killing this. You were killing this. Where you were just you were so good in this. When did it go from anger and mad and those emotions to like, God has blessed me with these leadership skill sets. I'm a leader. I'm speaking about you. God has blessed you with these incredible talents that anybody wants. And then you got to be able to get out of that anger space and be like, oh my gosh, if God's given me this, I got to use this now more than ever.
Yeah, it's a combination of things, man. Like, I've made mistakes too. You know, I've had quite a few epiphanies. So when I get to that space, I'm like, you know, if we keep living this egotistical thing, like love will eventually, you are open. Love will come and kick you in your stomach and deflate your ego bubble quick. And when that happens to you, you realize the truth. And you realize that there are some things going on in this world and in my life that has negative influences on me. And you're going to get, as they say, you get tired of being tired, man. And you really want to first be happy. You know, we all want peace. You know, we are the most comfortable, like, people ever. We got so much convenience. Look at us talking over.
Yeah, we're talking over a computer.
We have so many tools. We have everything. We are the most comfortable, like, species ever. But we're far from the happiest. So what does that tell you? What about all the stuff we have? Like, where do you place your value? Why is that so important to you? Dude, I'm such a minimalist, man. I could show you my closet. I could swoop up my wardrobe in one arm and be out of here if I need to. But that's just me. And I grew into that person. I was totally different in my younger years. But I'm leading to, like, how we have to just kind of wake up to what the truth is. Because your creator, whoever, whatever you believe in, your creator, I'm pretty sure he, she, it did not create you, me, and said, okay, I'm going to take little Jerry here, and I'm going to put him on that side of the globe, and I'm going to make his complexion a little bit lighter. I'm going to take Freddie, I'm going to put him over there. I'm going to a little bit darker, and put him over there. So how do we feel like we should do that? We are humans. Like, how do we feel like we should do that? Because you're a cop? Because I'm a motivational speaker? That's a tool, man, that my experiences and love has given me that gift to do. I don't judge anybody with it.
You're awesome. God, I'm like, Freddie, if you were here in person, you'd see my eyes watering up right now. I swear, can you see it? I am like getting emotional right now.
But that's what love does.
You are amazing.
Like, love comes this way. It can't be contained. You can't put it inside a lid and do this. With some hate, you might can. But when it comes this way, it has to go that way. And when you infect positively, infect other people, we're gonna create a different world, or like just a different environment. Even if you or I don't even get to see it.
I need you to carry the show right now. You're moving me so much right here. This guy is amazing. Love No Ego Foundation. Put it up on screen, please, Judah. Love No Ego Foundation. My friend, a final word. You have a lot of folks in Charlottesville watching here. Anywhere you want to go, as long as you want to do. This platform is about some hope and some positivity and some inspiration and being the best versions of ourselves every day, that's exactly what you embody. I'm out of the way. The show is yours.
So we can't. We're in a time where to be in this, but you also have to be responsible for this space. You have to find that balance to love. Like you have to. You just have to. It's hard. It's difficult. It's challenging. Just know, like the reward, faith. Like put in the work. It's okay if you don't get the instant gratification tomorrow, next week, a year. I have kids still reaching out to me that I worked with back ago. You know, finding me on Facebook. Put in the work. Like doing good works. Like I think people need to hear that. Doing good works. It works. As humanly flawed, want it to work like right now, or I've been working for a year and nothing's happened, but it works. Love is the greatest energy ever. It's far sees any other type of energy. And we got to get on that frequency as soon as possible and just spread it and let it do what it does.
I love you, man. I love you. Love No Ego Foundation. How can we get involved? How can we learn more? What's going on?
Go to lovenoego.org. We have a tab up top called COVID Action. It's 4 or 5 programs that we're running right now. I'm doing personal training sessions with even like anybody outside of our target demographic audience. I'm doing personal training sessions, and those funds are being poured back into the foundation to support all these other things we're doing. We have a GoFundMe campaign that's going on. We have a simple sign-up thing that kids can receive a free Love No Ego book, 2 Love No Ego stickers, a Love No Ego gold card, and they get a one-on-one session with me. And they get access to me. I put them on the text message thread where we just share inspiration and love all the time. Check under the COVID Action. Send us an email. We're looking for more volunteers. We're always trying to grow because it's a community thing. You know, it's a universal human thing. You know, it's not like a LLC. You know, we're a nonprofit and we want to improve like upon the world, man. Like we really do. Like love is it's just everything.
You made us better today. I'm so grateful for your most precious commodity, your time and your brain power. Thank you. Charlottesville's left inspired. I'm grateful. I hope you have the best weekend. I'll hit you up soon. Anything you need, happy to anything. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you.
Anytime, Jerry.
You have a good one.
Man. Take care. Enjoy the day.
Freddy Jackson. Oh. Guys, hit the like button for Freddy Jackson. Like it and share it right now, please. Man, getting me emotional and choked up. Like and share the stream now, please, for Freddy Jackson. Thank you. All we're trying to do is showcase good people doing good things and positive things. Be a little different than like the news. And I'm not trying to the news has to report the news. And unfortunately, a lot of it's negative. I just don't want anything to do with that. I want to report positive stuff and showcase positive things that are happening in Charlottesville. And Freddy Jackson's doing that. How about Angelique Hawkins' sizzle reel from yesterday, Judah? Let's go with peaceful protest. Angelique Hawkins was on the show yesterday, and she was amazing. I asked her, she'd recently been furloughed, Angelique Hawkins, from her position at Doubletree. Her husband, she said on yesterday's show, was furloughed. 2 community people furloughed with their jobs, husband and wife. They got Angelique's Kitchen, mobile food truck. Furloughed, husband and wife pour all their heart and soul into mobile food truck, keeping them alive and paying their bills. They're about to open on Dairy Market, Dairy Central. We're going to support them big time. Great fried fish. I asked her yesterday about peaceful protests in Charlottesville on Saturday. Here's what she had to say. Let me throw this to you here. Charlottesville and on Saturday, we had an impactful, a peaceful protest in this city that you and I love so much. What did you think about this weekend and how everything transpired?
You know what? I was very proud of the city. I was very proud of Charlottesville. It was very peaceful, like you did mention. Because of the protest, I didn't even think we were going to get business on Penthouse, but people kept coming in and supporting, and I had to actually call my husband and say, I need you to come to the food truck. We're super busy. We can't handle a crowd. So my husband packed up. He came down and helped us out. And, when I was done for the day, I looked at the social media, and I was just very proud of Charlottesville and how they stood up for what we all believe in, and did it very peacefully and very respectfully.
Well said. I followed up on yesterday's program with our guest, Matthew Gilligan, friend of the program. And I asked Matthew, who I also see as a tremendous leader in our community, Matthew Gilligan and his wife, Shannon. And I asked him, what do you think is the next steps? And it's a lead into that sizzle reel, Judah. What are the next steps for us as a community? Like, what do you think are the next steps we should do? And Judah, if we can get that ready to play in a couple of seconds, his answer moved me. If you can play Matthew Gilligan's response of what we should do as a community next to move forward and improve. 3, 2, and 1. Matthew Gilligan, you have a final word on the I Love CVille show. You can go anywhere you want. You're making everybody on this program smarter. The show is yours, sir.
I mean, like I was saying, I think that what's important, especially in this moment where we're in a lot of turmoil, is to not turn, especially for those of us who are white, don't turn inward and create defenses for yourself. Look outward, listen, see, learn, grow, learn where you can take action, because your voice is powerful and your voice matters. And I think that we actually have officials right now in the city in particular who will listen to you and will try to put some of that into action. And I think that can happen at the city level, it can happen at the county level, it can happen at the state level. We have Sally Hudson. So that is like, we can't just be feeling good about ourselves because we did the black square and things like that. We've got to take action. We need to be following the lead of others and learning about our community and seeing how we can make it better. Racism in Charlottesville is not an accident. It can be intentional. It's ideas, it's structures, it's systems. Let's find those things and let's get rid of them.
Dude, you were so good. A lot of good people in Charlottesville, right? A lot of great people in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. Oh, man. I feel lucky to be here. And when people say, how do you think we're going to respond? And are we okay? And is it going to go, is the community moving forward? It's like, on what topic? Are we going to talk about this from like a racial equality standpoint? Are we talking about this from like a local small business standpoint? Are we talking about this from like having a good quality of life and affordable housing, having a good school system, having access and resource and opportunities? I mean, there's so many layers to the onion here in Charlottesville, and we're still trying to figure, I think, so much out as a community. We're still trying to figure out what like our 2020 identity is. Like a lot of communities in America, a lot of communities, certainly in the South, with their history of their Confederate history. I think Charlottesville's trying to figure out what it is and where it wants to go. And I want to close on this today. I think if we have people like Freddy Jackson and Angelique Hawkins and Matthew Gilligan leading the way, then like we're going to figure out who we are, and we'll come out of this like stronger than we've ever been. And it'll be a benefit for all of us. There's going to be some painful efforts to get there, One of the ones I'm straight up nervous about is what's going to happen with the removal of these statues. I'm nervous about them. It's time for them to go. I'm nervous of how people are going to respond. But I think one thing I learned on Saturday, and one thing I've learned, and that was with that strategic and impactful, peaceful protest along Market Street, and straightforward, the leadership Mayor Walker showed with issuing a statement that reflected her very true feelings, but asked the community to breathe for a second. That went a long way. I think we're going to come out of this, guys, better than ever. And it's going to be hard, but we're going to come out of this better than ever. And we'll look back on not only August 12th, but we'll look back on 2020. Anybody have anything good to say about 2020 so far? Do you have anything good to say about 2020 so far? Maybe we reflect, and what we say is good about 2020 is that all this hardship brought the community closer and stronger, and we came out better. So maybe that's how we end up looking at 2020 in hindsight. The hardship brought us together. Have a good weekend, guys. I'm Jerry Miller. It's the I Love CVille Show.